So sometimes the YouTube takes a while to rev up on the sound. So I'm gonna start playing music as an intro. If I could get the Tonight Show.
Yes. Tonight, yes.
So, good morning and welcome to the Tuesday, September 23rd, 2005, Eidelweiss Board of Commissioners meeting. It is 9 a.m. and we call the meeting to order. And we start by approving the agenda, so I'll make a motion to discuss and approve the agenda, which will have a non-public session for legal issues and protection of reputations. And that will continue into the office for a 2 p.m. Call with attorneys.
Yep.
Second.
Any other discussion? Any modifications? All in favor of the agenda as it's printed?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to the approval of the minutes of the 16th, last week. I'll make a motion to discuss and approve the minutes of the 16th.
Second.
Discussion?
I just had one spelling issue. Under the DPW report, 8 bullets down says rough spots, and rough is spelled like a dog barking as opposed to actual rough.
Yep.
R-O-U-G-H. That's all I had.
In that same section, I don't know if you guys want to look at it, but there was something in that section that read bizarre about something being ground
Oh,
or
skid steer?
grinded, or it seemed like it was possibly the wrong word.
Blendon was gonna get the pavement ground.
Yeah, it used to be grinded. You think it should be ground?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
It says,
Yeah.
there is an area, I'm going to read, there is an area on blended that should be grinded before patching, and you think it should be ground before patching.
That's what yeah. I don't know what Microsoft says.
I don't think it says anything.
Well, sometimes it tells you tent or something like that. But that was the only thing I had.
Yeah, I look at that. I don't think it says anything.
Interesting. It seems to me it could go either way, but I'm not sure about that. Let's see.
I wasn't either, that's why I...
What do you think, Jeff?
What's the right word?
Grounded?
Oh, okay.
Grounded
Grinded?
it?
All right.
How about grounded it?
Yeah, ground.
That sounds better.
According to AI Overview, grinded is an informal past tense of grind that is common in American English, especially in sports, video games, and dancing. But ground is the traditional and formal past tense.
And you're
So
spelling that how?
So since we're a traditional and
Regular
formal
ground.
board, we should probably change that to ground.
Coffee grounds?
Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
Grounds.
It's spelled the same way as like ground beneath our feet.
Gotcha.
But, yeah. But
Well, that
technically, it could be either or, but let's
God.
use ground
All
to be
right.
formal.
Anything else?
You
Yeah.
learn something every day. That's right. Any other modifications to the minutes? All in favor of the minutes with those modifications?
Aye.
Aye.
3-0 on the minutes, and 9:05, we'll go to approval of an operations manifest for $9,146.05. I'll make a motion to discuss and approve this manifest.
Second.
So on this manifest, we bought $700 worth of gravel from Coleman, and we bought calcium chloride from GW Brooks for, I think, $5,160. Medical insurance premiums we're paying for $2,559.97. This has a Geneva road sign, but not a Como road sign. Which we haven't got yet.
I haven't seen anything.
These are the green signs that we're gonna put on the posts.
Yeah.
So we'll have to look for the Como one. That's okay, we can do that next time. And what else we have? Fuel, $434 in fuel. Microsoft license, this is
Reimbursement.
Reimbursement.
to Woodruff?
Correct.
Okay. And water services, financial administration, equipment maintenance
Yeah, that's the water portion
of the copier or something? Or-
of the reimbursement. You talking about the
Oh,
$15?
for the license?
Correct.
Oh,
There's a certain portion that goes to water.
okay. Any questions on this manifest?
Nope.
Yeah.
The fuel, was that from Eastern? The diesel fuel that they delivered?
No, it's the state of New Hampshire, the DOT.
Oh, okay, all right, cause
Yeah.
they delivered some diesel fuel, and I just was curious how many gallons they put in there, cause 400 and something doesn't sound like that much.
No, I haven't gotten that
Okay,
invoice. so-
yeah, it probably just came on Friday, the delivery, so, okay.
Okay,
So what we're seeing for highway equipment fuel, $434, 152.3 gallons is just your Phillips. when
That's
you
us
did-
filling up over the
filling up
state
the-
shed, yeah.
Okay, got it.
Okay. All right.
How do you vote?
Aye.
Aye.
3-0 on the manifest. At 9:07, we go to DPW report. Good morning.
Good morning. So I'll go right to the grinding of Blendon there. It looks like,
Present tense.
because I
To be
did,
ground.
I checked that out last week, and it
Future
was
perfect.
like a $550, I think, cost for the machine, because we'd have to rent their skid steer and the grinder
Right.
with the skid steer, and then them delivering it. Tony noticed we're doing the work on Blendon. We're working on Blendon right now, the gravel part of it, smoothing that out and getting some gravel
Good.
down, pulling some ditching material out of there, prepping it up. But so he did notice that one of the driveways looks like they're gonna do a top layer of paving maybe on one of the homes, and it looks like Bryant's is doing it. And we got thinking, maybe they can
Run down and do that?
shim that, while they have the equipment there, and then they're probably not gonna bring a grinder, because they're not looking to grind anything, but if we
Right.
can maybe contact them to see if they can maybe put a shim over that, so it'd be a little smoother transition, and not just a big bump in the middle of the road.
So leave the bump, just
Just kind of
cover over it,
shim
put
over
a
it,
ramp over it,
kind of, yes.
as long as,
I don't know if it's something they could take a look at while they're mobilized right there or not.
they're there now, or
No, it looks like they prepped the driveway to be done.
which, you know,
I'm not sure, because he said he saw a sign. I went by twice. I didn't really see the sign, but I was in the big truck. I think it's the newer home just before the bump with the U-shaped driveway. They got quite a bit of pavement, which it looks like maybe they're going to throw a top coat over what they already
Really?
have.
wow,
I'm not
Is that
sure.
the new log cabin sort of style?
Just
No.
before that.
Just before that?
Yeah, just before that,
Downhill
down
from
the
that.
hill.
Oh,
Yes.
that's
Yeah,
the
I
one
think
that, right.
Conrad's
Conrad's
built that out a
built,
couple
yeah.
years
we
ago.
Right.
inspected that, if you remember.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
They paved most of that lot.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they put a lot of pavement down there, so there's markings on that driveway, like they're gonna come back to do a top coat or something. I don't know. I know you've talked with them.
Yeah, they.
And they can't do anything
They
this year
can't do
for us.
any of the other projects for us this fall.
Right.
Well, I can call them and ask them if they do
Right.
that.
If they're gonna do a driveway there, if that's something they could take a look at for us, and if they could just kind of throw the I don't know. It might smooth that out a little bit, make it a lot smoother than the way it is.
I'll call Brian.
If the grinding you're talking about is way further up the road.
No, it's right there.
Oh, it's right there?
Yeah, the hump is just past their house.
Just down
Okay.
below.
It's just below the log cabin, just below Andrew.
Okay.
so instead of grinding it, you want,
Well, we
Something
talked last
else done?
week about grinding it, and was it worth it to come in and grind that or not
Correct.
with that price? Because we're
Right.
not, maybe we rent the machine for an hour, we gotta pay for a half a day or a day.
yes,
So we kind of were talking about, was it worth it to spend that kind of money? Now, I don't know what these guys might charge to do something like this, but their equipment's there, they've got the hot top there. Maybe it's something we could
I'll give them a call.
slip in.
I wonder if it's something I could swing a grub hoe at, take the curse out of the edge that's there, and then hot top it ourselves with, just patch it if we can't get Brian to do this,
Right.
just so that it's not there to catch the blade. Because renting that machine is way out of line, too much.
Well, that's it, if we cut it and maybe try to pull some material out of there and then patch it or something, I mean, I don't.
If we can't, let me call Brian first and see what
Yeah.
that does, and
Yeah,
then I'll get out of the car and look at this thing and see
right.
if there's a hack
Mm.
that we can do.
Yep.
Huh.
So with that, we did have a piece of 15-inch culvert pipe to extend that pipe on 7 Middle Shore, and we got that filled in and done yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
That came out nice.
This is where the curb stop was
Yep.
sticking out.
Yes, yes.
So we
yeah.
marked the curb stop with a whippet, and that's buried,
Cool.
and that whole ditch line is, rearranged, not the whole ditch line, but right in front of the home there. It's all cleaned up, and the homeowner should be happy about that. So that's not an eyesore anymore. And like I said, we're working on blending today. I did receive that email about Cuomo and
Yes,
St. Moritz, so
right.
we'll get on that
Which I
too.
think you already knew about anyway.
Yep, there's a little
Yeah.
spots that, they're not out of my head, they're not,
Yeah.
something we're avoiding, we're just plugging along with everything here and there.
Yeah.
I backed up some of the hot top last week with some gravel, and we're, again, just prepping up for winter and getting ready
Yeah.
for these transition spots in the roads, so we're moving along with all that. Met with Will Newtile about the hammering, showed him around yesterday, and I got a good positive feeling about that.
Black Dog Hardscapes out
Yeah.
of Freedom, New Hampshire.
Yeah, I saw
Okay.
that name, said, oh, that's a cool name.
Yeah, I think this is gonna go really well. I'm excited to get that moving. Little prep work into it, from what he says, we gotta kinda expose the ledge a little bit,
Yeah.
kinda scrape some dirt off with the backhoe prior to him coming in there, and it looks like we got a date for him coming in there, so we'll be a little busy doing that.
So Monday the 13th is the holiday. It used to be called Columbus Day, it may still be in New Hampshire, but other states, Indigenous Peoples' Day. So the holiday's on the 13th, he's gonna mobilize on the 14th and bring the machine into, where'd you guys decide?
He's gonna talk to a couple of guys that trailer it for him here and there, and I mean, if he could do it right on the top of Presidential there.
You might try to go all the way up to the
Yeah,
Okay.
it depends on what these guys are thinking, otherwise he may have to take it off on Upper Lake.
So he's gonna hammer the 14th and the 15th.
And so Presidential, also the S-turn on Oak Ridge,
Yep,
that area
we
that
wanna start up
inspected?
on Presidential and work our way down. We think that's our best move, because that's the hardest to mobilize the machine at. So if we could get it to the top first, well, either way, we're going to the top. He's
Yes.
gonna start at the top and work our way down. So we're gonna do Presidential, and around there's a couple spots down the S-turn, where this all originated.
Yeah.
Get those spots hammered and work his way down Upper Lakeview, where there's spots on Upper Lakeview heading down to Old Town and right around to West Bergamo and right down Little Shore Drive to Eidelweiss is our plan. As far as he can get in the 2 days is what we're gonna get, and we'll continue it maybe next year, we could revisit it. But yeah.
Once we see how this goes, we can budget for,
Right,
identify and budget for next year by, if we can do it by March, if we
Right.
can see enough.
Yeah, so, showing him all these spots that, we were like, whoa, he seems to think that he's got a good handle on it and feels he's gonna have some good success, so.
I asked him
Good.
if he could actually
Encouraging.
carve headstones out as he's taking them off.
Get on the list.
So yeah, I'm excited to see this done and to get some progress here with that, because those have been some thorns in our side for a long time.
That'd be nice, huh?
Yeah. So, John Deere gave me a call yesterday.
Called you.
Yes. And said that they
Figured out how to put the blower on.
could do this.
No.
Yes,
Wow.
they said that they can do this. They said that by cutting into the tank and welding on, something to attach the line to, is doable. They said they won't warranty the tank after that, but they'll warranty the rest of the machine.
That's okay.
He said, we've never really had an issue with a hydraulic tank having a problem all these years on any of these machines, so they said.
But they never cut a hole into one either. I'll take that chance.
Now,
Yeah.
the email came in with an estimate on
Yeah.
parts and labor.
That's,
Yeah,
There we go. Drum roll.
Yeah, $5,800.
yep,
Now, the machine has to go to Pembroke, so there's a cost in trailering it. That's probably another, say, $1,500 or something for us to get, Brian's to.
and how
Tell
long the
Well,
turnaround time?
well, see, this is what. So
They need to do the cut and weld?
yes,
They're not gonna warranty anything, I wonder.
they're not going to warranty the tank.
right, but they're cutting
They'll
into the
warranty
tank.
their work, I would imagine,
Well,
for leaks. I would think.
so
Yeah.
would Alan.
Right,
Right.
So the question to them is, if they give us an email saying that if we cut a hole in the tank, the warranty's off in the tank, let us do it.
and bring it over to
Sure.
Albany
Yeah,
service.
just
Yeah.
not having the backhoe here is a cost to us, never mind.
Well, that's
getting
kind
it
of
there.
what I was gonna say as well. So that's a question, because I was gonna see if I could work them to get me a loaner.
Why don't we
I was gonna
have this
see,
guy's email address, right?
yes,
This is better, this question is better asked in an email.
Yeah.
Where his response is an email. Now it's documented as opposed to a telephone call.
right,
Telephone calls about warranties are not a good idea.
right, yes, you have something on paper.
Right there, yeah.
I get it. Yeah, so that's where we're at with
Good.
that one.
Things are going our way
Wow,
these
I
days.
mean, was this just like out of the blue?
Yeah, well, I've been calling them here
I
and there, and
know.
they've known that this is on. So he called me up. He said, John Deere released this. And
Wow.
they said, well, we'll do this for you.
Okay.
He said, we understand that you've been waiting a long time. We understand that we were told this was going to work, and it hasn't worked. So we're trying to work with you. We're going to give you the lesser shop rate. I was like, well, when I saw that email for that kind of money,
Yeah, I know.
I wasn't expecting that. Parts maybe $1,000. It's the labor intensive. I guess they
Yeah.
got to take the cab right off the machine, so it's quite a bit of work just to get at it.
Do you have the John Deere, the service manager's
I-
email address?
I'd have to look.
Yeah, I believe it's on there. There were two.
I think I've sent the email to him.
Yeah, Zach something or other, I think is his name. And then it just happened to be, I think, where a guy stopped by the
Yes.
office yesterday for John
Yeah,
Deere.
left a
I saw
card
the
and
card in the
everything,
mailbox,
yeah.
so I grabbed that.
Okay.
Some kind of support advisor or something.
He's a new guy.
Yeah.
Is that United Ag?
Yes.
It is.
But that's a little encouraging, because again, we know what time of season we're into. So they estimated 30 hours worth of work. And that's where that $4,800 is I guess, a labor,
Right.
and then $1,000 for parts, hoses and fittings and things like that. So that tells me that they're gonna have the machine a week or so. And that tells me that, we can't really be without a machine that long. I don't know if they'd be willing to give a loaner. I don't know, like, when I saw that price this morning, I said to myself, maybe I could try to negotiate them to split that in half or something like that. But either way, we're without a machine.
Right.
I don't know how that would work, but now with Alan, maybe that's something we could line up. He could do it in a couple days.
Right.
I mean, I don't know, 30 hours worth of labor's almost a week, so I mean, I don't know how fast he could turn it around.
And then John Deere would come here?
Well, no, they wouldn't have to do anything
wouldn't
for
have to
us.
do
If we
anything.
had it done
God.
locally, we could
Right.
drive the backhoe over to Albany
I
Service.
see, yeah,
And,
right.
he'd have it a few days, and hopefully we drive it back. Where it goes to John Deere, we'd have to have it trailered there,
Yeah.
Yike. So, but like Mark's saying,
I have United Construction and Forestry,
Yeah,
Yep,
that's
that's
their
it.
full name, yeah.
and the service manager is Sheldon Tyrell.
okay, that's changed. It's this other, so it's a different one. He sent the email to the office
Yeah,
yesterday,
I
so
got
we
it.
should have it in the office.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, cause he sent the
Yeah.
quote, that 5,800,
Yeah.
Jen sent it to me after he sent it to the office.
Yeah, I wanted him to look
We
at
can
it.
work on that this afternoon with a
Yeah,
couple other
sure.
things. When we're having our meeting there.
Yep.
But, so that was encouraging
Yeah.
news. And, yeah, I was there something else I had? I can't think off the top of my head. Yeah, just like I said, we're on Blendon now, and, oh, the rafts, the rafts,
Yeah, that's, yeah.
So we all know what happened over the weekend with the rafts.
No,
No.
your notes say took rafts
I have
out
no
with
idea.
Doug and crew of, I can't read.
Volunteers.
Oh, volunteers, okay.
Yeah.
And
And
then
this
you
is-
sent a picture of the raft at Thusis.
Yes,
Yeah.
if you zoom in on that, you could see cracks in the wells on that ladder.
But you, what was the wording you put on that? Something you made it sound like
Well,
somebody
The
messed
raft
with
ladder.
the raft went into the water on
You
Saturday.
didn't hear the story?
No.
Oh, Kerry went down to look at, I met her at Deuces Beach.
it. I only knew about it when I saw the,
So some people dragged the raft into the pond.
when? After we took them out last
Oh
week?
yeah, Saturday. We
They
took them out
dragged it
Wednesday.
Back out
This
there.
And-
group of guys renting a house,
Some muscle guys pushed it into
a
the
large
lake
group of
and
guys.
into the pond and
Picked
had
the
a good
raft up
time
in
with
the,
it.
in the weights and
Okay,
put it in
that-
the water. Then they all got on it, and the picture is them having the raft completely submerged. It's like they're sitting in a group on water, and you can't see the raft.
They posted a picture of that?
No,
Somebody did.
um,
Somebody must have seen it
Wow.
and took a picture off the shore.
the Jordans that have the house right next to
Yeah,
the beach.
right, right.
So,
Anybody call the police, I guess
yes,
not.
Yep.
Oh, they
the
were?
Jordans did, and Tessa came out, and I guess she ran into the guys walking back from the beach on her way to the scene and talked to them, and a lot of this is hearsay, which I don't really like, but I did talk to the Jordans, and Kerry met me there, and they told me the story of calling the police, and Yuri was there, because Yuri picked up on it on some Facebook site, Jordan posted a picture on that, and
I was away for the weekend, so I missed all this.
Yes.
Yeah.
I guess the story was the cancel riches were out on boards paddling and told them, you need to put that back, and I guess shortly after they did that. But I think all these rafts have to be chained to a tree for the winter, which is a pain in the neck, but there's a chance. How many springs have it been that people move the Little Beach raft out into
Yep.
the water before we do it? And
Yeah, right.
now if the fall is nice, it's happening in September.
I know, yeah.
I guess it's happened before in September too.
Well,
Years
somebody
ago.
obviously mounted the raft at Thusis last year before we put
Yep.
it in.
Yep.
I wonder, did the Little Beach raft move during the summer? Looked to me like it wasn't in the same place. That it moved to the right from the dam. If you're over the dam.
I think that's an optical illusion due to the lower water
I do
levels.
too.
Oh, that could
You
be.
tend to get
the chain's
more-
going to be longer.
Right,
so,
you get more
Yeah.
movement out of it.
So it
Yeah.
wasn't an optical illusion.
Yeah,
Nature moved it.
Yes,
Yeah.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nature moved it.
That makes
In
sense.
fact, I was talking to Doug on Saturday because I was wishing him well for his surgery. But he told me that next year, depending on the water levels, one of his volunteers so he wants to go down with his diving equipment. So, well, he's going to need a buddy for that. So I'll help too.
Beautiful.
Just to take a look what's
Right.
going on at the bottom.
well,
there.
sure, look at them chains and look at them,
'Cause that,
mounts.
he was concerned that, if the water levels drop even more, the ice could grip onto, the buoys that are
Right.
used to mark the chains
Yeah.
as they float up underneath the surface of the water.
yeah.
So, okay, so Kerry didn't even tell me that. I'm gonna,
So
Okay.
I sent the pictures, I zoomed in, and if you zoom in, you could see
Now, you're talking about the ladder,
the
not
ladder,
the actual.
right, the ladder. The raft seems okay. I didn't notice, we pulled it up further, pulled it back into its place because they only had it barely onto the beach. So we pulled it back up yesterday to where we had it. And it doesn't appear that any of the floats got cracked or anything like
That's
that,
good.
which is a good thing.
That's
That
mine.
is the smaller
that's the smallest raft of all of them.
out of
yes.
all of them. I think we had two small ones at one point in the porridge shore, which we don't have anymore or whatever. But so there's not as many floats. I think there's 6 floats on the bigger rafts and only 2. So that's why that thing's submerged as easy, not as
Wow.
easy. They had 10
It's very
guys
easy.
on it.
When Doug, John Cancelleri, and myself put that particular raft in,
Right.
even with just 2 of them, I stood off on the boat on there, and with
Right.
the weights, because it's a tiny raft.
Right,
hardly
there's
any
only
room.
the
Yeah.
4 floats on it. So that one definitely tends to,
So that's easy for people to pick up and put in or take out. And stuff
Well,
like that,
yeah, a little
compared
easier
to
than the other
others.
ones. So, but the ladder, that's one of those older ladders, the flimsier ones, and they are cracks in the weld. So I don't know how we want to move forward with that. If they damage that.
Remember that ladder was replaced 2 summers ago. Some kids broke it during the
Right.
summer of '23, and that had to be replaced.
So now we want heavy duty ladders from here
Yep.
on out.
Well, we want to get the same type of ladder we just put on
Yes.
So
Boulder.
I think, did you talk to Yuri about this at all?
I did.
Was it Yuri that saw that the owner of the rental says that they will pay for damages, the renters?
If there was any damages.
Easy thing to say, now the
Right.
chase is on and we have to put in
Right.
time, and so to do this right, we would have to get a price for a replacement ladder of the existing type, not the newer type that we wanna buy.
Which is pretty much what we've gotten prices for, because I priced that ladder. That ladder, I believe, is around $320, $340.
For a good one.
No, that was
No,
$420. The one we
Yeah.
just purchased was like $420,
The one at the-
$430, I think, with tax.
Boulder Beach.
Yes,
That
and
one.
now that same ladder that's on the Thusis raft was lower than that. It was like $350.
So that ladder's still on the raft?
Yes,
Let's, when you have a chance, you should take that off,
we'll take it off.
because we should at least get pictures of it, and,
Like I said,
so
there
what
are some.
my
that
idea would be
Yeah.
that they're paying to replace
They
the
got it.
ladder that was there.
Yes.
And that's not what we're gonna do, we're gonna take their money, add
Correct.
to it, and buy a heavier duty
Better
one,
ladder.
Right,
if you agree with that.
Yes.
Yes.
And,
I'm assuming the same type of ladder would fit on the Thusis raft as.
Oh, yeah,
that you
this
got
one
for
would
the
come off
Boulder.
and we'll re-anchor a new one on there like we did,
Okay.
to Boulder Beach.
so, we have to get a price to the property owner and say, this is what is gonna cost to replace this ladder
Mhm.
that your tenants broke.
Right.
I don't know if we have a mailing address for the owner. But if you have that number, if we can get, maybe even find a catalog picture online that would.
Yeah, I
go
think
with
I
it.
still have some text messages from when I was,
So if you can get that
researching
to
that.
Jen and Jennifer, we can,
Do we know which rental property they were in?
yes,
yep.
we won't say here.
right.
Okay.
I don't know, the office doesn't know.
Okay,
Okay. I can tell you in non-public what I
Okay.
heard,
Right.
but
Right.
I'm not sure it's hearsay, right? So,
Yeah,
Right,
so if you can
Yep,
get Jennifer that information.
yeah, and I might
we'll-
have,
right, I think because we went back and forth with some texts on
Correct.
stuff,
So
so.
I might already
and
have
email, so I think we have
Yeah.
all that information between
Yeah.
Jen and I digging
Yeah.
doing some digging. But yeah, so that's that one.
Mm-hmm.
And the no trespassing signs.
yeah, I didn't know if you guys were
Right, so,
interested in
so
that.
do we wanna put that up
using
right
these
there,
signs.
right where Jen parks there?
yeah.
Try to hold
Yep.
it.
I got
hopefully-
these
So
at
we
Walmart, they were
voted to
like
do, and we're gonna change.
$4 a piece.
Holes and tie wraps?
Yeah. See if that does anything.
Be careful you don't cut yourself on.
Can I ask a question? I'm with the Lakes Region Newcomers Club, and we're doing a bike ride from here today. Is it okay if 4 cars park here for?
You should go up that flight of stairs and
Yeah.
you'll see a counter with 2
Okay,
administrators
alright.
and that people
Yep.
ask.
that would be a town question.
But,
All right, great.
yeah, so moving forward, do we wanna get some chain and some locks then, for the rafts?
Yeah.
And
to
go to tree, I mean,
lock
that's.
them.
I
you
would
know,
say yes.
It's, I don't need like some real heavy duty chain, but I mean, we're gonna need something, and there's gonna be a cost involved, I mean, I
Yeah.
mean, not, just thinking off the top of my head, I mean, I'd have to measure, but, you know, to find a decent tree, like on Eidelweiss, you're gonna go quite a ways, on Eidelweiss Beach to find something to wrap it around. You know, Boulder Beach, there's one right there.
We
you
don't
know.
want a chain that goes from a tree feet to get to the raft. The raft has to be up so that the chain isn't a hazard of people
Well, that's another thing, yeah, so
Tripping
right up
Geneva,
against the tree.
Geneva could be a little tricky trying
Yeah.
to find a decent sized tree, cause you got all that small
It's
brush
wide open here.
right there, you know, you try to, like I say, you don't want it to be in a path where someone's walking. You wanna
Right.
try to get it, you know, as
To a
short, so.
canoe rack or cut a hole into the old outhouse.
So, you know, I just don't know, like Geneva would be the most troublesome one off the top of my head, and
Or even to a
Eidelweiss
rock.
Eidelweiss is gonna be quite a ways too. But,
What a pain in the neck. The first thing that Lindsay said to me was, this is why we can't have nice things.
I know, it's a shame.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but-
and we actually discussed this one time, well, the first incident, when somebody moved the raft out into the water. Luckily, they actually did a pretty good job hooking up the buoy system, not perfectly, but
Right.
it wasn't bad, but nonetheless, that notwithstanding, we discussed after that, well, maybe we need to chain these so that can't happen in the future.
Yeah, so there, you know, I mean, like I said, I don't, you know,
Now,
how much chain.
now it sounds like yes.
But, you know, there's gonna be chain and locks involved with, which, like I said, it's just a small cost, but it is what it is. So that's
And
something.
I'm just gonna, I think I brought this up before, and there was a good reason not to do it, but the idea of maybe the raft should be taken and stored at DPW two on that property.
Well, that's kind of, I don't say it's really not an option, I think, because you gotta pick them up and drive them down the road, and they could get damaged.
The
and
damage that can happen.
It's
That's
just,
potential.
yeah,
Okay.
it's just not really a feasible.
We shouldn't do that.
Okay,
No.
all right.
And you know, you don't really want to pull them too far up either. You know, we pull them up far enough so that the water can't take them back
Yeah.
out. But I mean, you know, the more you move those things around, the more you could damage them. Those floats,
the
you know, they have
floats
skids
especially.
underneath to
Yeah.
protect the floats. But I mean, you know, there's just, you know, the least you handle them, the better off
Okay,
you are.
okay, I just
Yeah.
remember they were stored there one time, but that was when the
Well,
former
because
board wanted to get rid of them completely.
they were going to
so,
get
yeah.
rid of them, you know. That
Sell them
thing.
for a song to some unnamed party.
Right.
Would those things slide better if we put planks down, a couple of planks to slide the flotation up to move them, or they move through the sand just as,
Yeah, they moved to, like I said, they've got.
it's a rock under the sand that would mess us up.
Yeah, they have like skids on them already
Okay.
underneath the float, so it's not like the floats are running on the bottom right now. There are a skid on the floats.
Yeah.
So, and we pick them up, so we kind of ride it on the skids rather than just drag them through. But like I said, you know, you just don't want to keep moving them too often.
Right.
People,
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. But that's that.
Yeah, so, the next thing I have on the agenda is I wanted you guys to sign, you know, Jeff's annual, so he can take a copy of it and one can be in his file. There's two of them there, Mark.
Well, at least it wasn't in triplicate.
So you can just take it with you.
so I'll do part of my commissioner's report with Jeff here.
Okay,
We talked about Black Dog, and I called a number of companies about paving. Haven't got anybody lined up yet to do any paving this fall or even quote for next year. Contacted a chip sealing company. They asked a question, are you thinking of getting this done this fall season? And I said,
Right.
if possible. And I haven't heard back
No,
by
me neither.
email
yeah,
from them. We met with Bernie this morning at the Aspen Bergdorf site with Ian. They ran down a pre-construction meeting, went over everything that's gonna happen there. The contract, the agreement we have, he's shooting to start on October 7th, which is Tuesday. And I think he plans to be done by the 17th. We need to think about how we're gonna communicate the fact that we're basically closing down that intersection of Aspen and Bergdorf.
Right.
With Grissom already closed, people are gonna be able to drive into Bergdorf up to the last house before the culvert on Bergdorf. So they're fine during this project until the construction actually gets down in front of their driveway, and that will be just a day of
Right.
interruption there that will give them the heads up on. For the people that are using Bergdorf to get into the higher part of Aspen, into where Jungfrau goes, if they come in that way, they're gonna have to come in through Eidelweiss Drive,
Right.
go to Appenville to Jungfrau to come into that neighborhood from Jungfrau. So we'll have to have a email blast go out with a diagram showing them a little bit about how to figure this out.
Right.
And this is happening, the 7th is probably peak foliage.
Just
So-
right before Columbus Day and
Right,
Indigenous
it's
Day
right before the
weekend, so
weekend.
yeah.
So
Right
Bernie
during
will
that
be here doing that in that section, and the following week on the 13th and 14th is when Black Dog comes in, and he'll be up on Presidential, and
Right.
he'll be blocking this top of the S-turn for a little while.
We may have to ask them to move their cars on the corner there.
Where they have the driveway with the telephone pole in the middle of the pavement.
No, the one down. When he's doing that ledge there across from their driveway.
At David's house?
Yes. just because he says sometimes the rocks
Oh,
fly a
fly?
little bit,
Yeah,
you
you
know
don't
what I
wanna
mean?
hit their car, huh?
Might
Yeah.
want them
Yeah.
to move a little
Yeah,
bit.
that
I
would be
mean,
bad.
As a short driveway, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he does his best positioning his machine the right way and all that. He did talk about that though, sometimes, so
So
that's.
what'd be best for them is to park on, is it Clements is the little road right below them?
Yeah,
Tuck their cars off Clements and
give them that heads up.
that's
when
not such a great walk
coming.
back up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the steepest
Yeah.
part of the S turn.
Because if they go up the hill, he's gonna be up there first, so. But,
So they should rent a house at the bottom of the hill, which the son-in-law owns one, I think.
I think so.
That's right,
Alright,
that's right.
so, so that's the activities that we have planned. Saturday, Stuart Heath came, picked me up, and we drove around looking at possible ditching work that he could do. My goal is to get some FEMA reimbursable work done this fall that doesn't take time from the DPW prepping the roads with gravel and calcium for the winter. So having Stewart ditch, and we nailed it down to Hotwell will be the good road to do that. If possible, and he has a good price, we'll have him ditch all of Hotwell from end to end, and then go possibly Platts, the wet ditch in Platts that has cat o' nine tails in it, around the corner on Burn down to the new house on Burn, that
Sarnin?
Sorry,
Corner
the
one?
corner of
the one that
Sarnia?
goes all the way through.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that other one,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
22 or something.
the one that Bernie did the work on.
But this is just preliminary, I need to hear back from him and if the DPW gets everything the way that they want and have time, we can talk about other FEMA related stuff that we could do. And next year, we'll plan the ditching out during the winter, the rest of the FEMA ditching, and we'll have the grader do it, but we'll have a contractor if we can get a contractor with an articulating loader and contract a couple of 10-wheelers with drivers, then Tony can just keep going down the road and the contractor is picking
Doesn't
it
have
up
to stop.
faster and loading it faster and trucking it to the dump site faster, and that will free up Jeff and Yuri with 3 trucks and a backhoe to work on all kinds of other stuff, which is the way we used to do everything.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep.
planning this winter, and we have until October 31st to get all the work done. And I need to ask them is that on the 31st, that's when we have to be done with the projects.
Paper submitted.
Yeah, then the paperwork gets submitted, and I'm hoping that they say yes, they'll reimburse for whatever was done up to the 31st.
Right.
But I wanna confirm that.
Right.
But I have a question which I'm unclear about. For the monies that we've already received from FEMA, which are for projects that have already been done,
Which I don't know, did that happen after the last meeting? Has it been announced at a meeting that we got FEMA money?
I don't think so.
no, I don't think so. Well, no, there,
It was an
A little bit.
anticipation of
yes,
it.
yes,
It's in the bank now, we can
Yeah,
announce
now
that
it's in the bank.
They put it in our bank.
that's in
Yes.
the bank. But the point is that's money we can deploy for continued road improvements at our own discretion, what we want.
That's reimbursement money, and the reality of it is, we can use that for whatever we want,
Yes.
That was my question. Except for the one for the,
non-road stuff.
except for the A&E design,
No,
Yeah,
that's
that's a separate
Amber.
That's a
thing.
separate.
I don't count that, that's not reimbursement money.
right,
That's
okay.
advance
That's
money.
advance money,
Right,
okay.
that is
So
not
we got
advance.
reimbursed for a little over $71,000 last week
Mhm.
for $95,000 of submissions. So it's 75% of a $95,000 number that got us 71 and change. We got reimbursed for 75% of the cost of putting the Bergdorf culvert back in after the storm in 2023 and replacing the Barden culvert. And that was $6,000 or $9,000. So that's the reimbursement money. And that's money that we took out of our budget to get that work done, and so that's
Yeah.
money that is not earmarked for necessarily roads, but we're agreeing that we're gonna play it back into
That was
the
our plan,
FEMA.
was to parlay that
Cash
back into
flow.
continued road
Yes.
improvement,
Right.
yeah. And then there was another thing saying that we didn't put in for management time, project management, but yet they were still gonna reimburse us based on a, sort of a standard, percentage of the project costs is what typically.
So the way that went is Kelly O'Brien from FEMA, wherever she is in the world, in the United States, she would video in, and she was asking me about management time, specifically my time, because I was talking to them once a week, and they knew I was running around getting them answers and paperwork and documents and estimates and stuff. So they kept asking me, and I would say that we get reimbursed $339 take home, and the three of us are working at this 5 and 6 days a week, so it comes down to like $2.85 an hour, and
Less.
filling out all the FEMA reimbursement and tracking each meeting to say, and what I was doing to get what seems to be 75% of a pittance wasn't worth my time. I'd rather focus on the big numbers, which is the projects that we're actually doing, and because I don't get the management money.
Right.
If they reimburse it,
Right.
the
No,
village
no,
gets it.
no.
So I'm weighing it out, and they're agreeing with me that it makes sense that I would wanna spend my time going after the bigger game than chasing this. So, she said a while ago, before she got shifted out by FEMA, and now I don't hear from Kelly O'Brien anymore. She said, do you wanna have us pursue this? Because we have all the time you spent in meetings talking to us, including the 2 days that Jeff and Tony spent talking to them last year and the year before. Or maybe it was both times the year before.
Right.
So, they call this category Z, reimbursement for management. And I was telling you guys last week, when you were both in the office, that I thought we were gonna get 75% of whatever they said, of the 5%.
Right.
So, recently they came back and said, okay, so we're gonna submit an application for $38,000, 38 and change, for a category Z management reimbursement. And then I found with the award notification, there was a section in there that explained a little bit about category Z, and it says that they reimburse 100% of it, not 75% of it. So where I was telling you that I figured out was 28,000, 29,000 that we were gonna get,
Yeah.
the village was gonna get. If it's 100%, it's the
Right,
38,000
it's the
that
38.
Candace, Kelly's replacement as the FEMA person, submitted.
Wow.
So-
To New Hampshire,
So when you think about it, all the work we did to get 71,000,
I know,
they're plopping possibly 38,000. Now, it may be that we don't get that until after August 31st.
yeah,
And I don't know what streamlining means in their jargon, whether they want, the text that I pulled out, the 100% reimbursement said that they need the documentation to justify all the management part. Well, they're not doing that as far as I know. So that's as much as I know about category
Okay.
Z. I don't have
Yeah.
it firmly locked down, but
Okay, so
they're saying nice things about this to us.
Well, good.
well,
so there may be some extra gravy there.
Good,
we
and if
just
there's
don't know.
additional,
Absolutely.
yeah, if there's additional FEMA money coming our direction, bonus for the district.
Right. There's
And
been a
it's a
lot of
cash
hard
flow
work.
thing, it'd be nice if it
on
came
your ends.
soon, but I'm not gonna make that our
Right.
plan until I know that,
Right.
until we have it.
Well, that was our plan all ahead, is we're not gonna do anything until the money's in the bank.
Right.
So as much as we can get done and then resubmit it and
Yes.
have them process it during the winter where we can't do anything, it'd be nice to have that cash flow in the bank for the spring and hit the ground running towards August 31st.
Yeah.
Anything else with Jeff? Do I have anything else with Jeff?
Yeah, I replied to that email that you said regarding that divot in the spillway wall, and I've looked at it a couple times over the past several weeks. I don't see any water coming through it. I can see it, and it's concerning, and I think we will have to need to address it in the future, but I didn't see any water coming through it.
Okay.
Be nice to have a contractor fill that hole now, because we don't have the right to drop the water level to do it on a
Right.
plan.
Mm.
And I don't particularly have time to race around and try to find a contractor before it rains and this thing fills back up again and we can't do it.
Well, we're coming up towards
Drop down
the middle
time.
of October, and that's when we're gonna be dropping it anyway.
But we have, if they can, I don't know, can you see, is the water level down to the outside wall of where the hole is? Or not clear? The water's not coming over the top,
Yeah,
which is why you can
that's
see
all
it.
covered with
Yeah.
silt. You can't see it from the
So that has to
outside.
be dug out.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's below water still.
Oh,
Well-
I believe so, yeah.
Well, I think, I don't know how you properly repair these, but if you can get on the somebody can lower themselves on the inside of the spillway, you repair it from the inside, where you can actually see the opening.
Yeah, I don't know,
the
with some
divot.
hydraulic cement, if you're able to patch that hole and
Yeah,
how well that
I'm
would
thinking
work.
if it's a bowl, there's not much for it to latch onto, it's not gluing to the surface. So the reason I'd like to get to the outside is that I imagine that you drill a hole through the middle of the divot to the outside, and you fill it with hydraulic cement and then put a metal plate over it with a bolt straight through to the other side, which means you need to be able to get to the other side.
Okay, so
Either way.
that would require digging out.
Yes, that would require getting the water level down. I
Right.
believe,
And that part is still, the water is still above, on the outside.
I would believe so,
i-
yeah.
is above, and then there's all that silt that's built up
Yeah.
on the opposite side of where that divot is. So it'd be very difficult to access. I don't know. But like I said, if water is not coming through right
It
now,
looked like water was going through it the other day, but
it may be a little, I'm not saying it's 100% watertight, but it's not like a pressurized stream of water. just
oh, it's
coming.
not a stream, but it's definitely running down through it.
But that's more like a trickle.
well, that's working its way,
Yep.
It's concerning.
day and
Yes.
night, it's
Yep.
making that hole bigger.
Right, you're
Yep.
right. So,
Well,
but
we were
that's-
gonna put on the warrant to try and change that
Change
one
the ordinance so we
aspect
can
of the
even work
water,
on
so we can, if we need to do repairs, we can lower the water levels because of that, on that justification.
Right.
So I wonder if it would be good now to figure out where the hole is relative to the boards, so that we know how many boards would have to be taken out
Mm.
to drop the water level down below where the
Yeah,
softball divot is.
I'm not even sure it goes that low, but I mean, it's probably pretty close to all the boards being out, if, you know, obviously, you know what I mean, to have that
Well-
low, I don't know.
Wait a minute, let me think, I looked at it this morning, and several boards down, you know, you can still see the water coming through between the space between the boards, and don't quote me on this one, I'm pretty sure the divot was above that, but I didn't have a light, we need to shine it, I
Yeah.
could see it,
Yeah.
it was
hard-
dark,
it's
I would
hard-
need a
I
really
know, it's
bright
hard
light.
to say, cause, you know, that, you look at the concrete and that thing is 6-8 feet down.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think the boards go that far down, but, you know, the spillway's that shallow, like I say, it's, you know, you're trying to visually draw a line around the corner there to see it, but, I don't know.
Okay, I have one more thing to let Jeff know is I was hoping that Burnham Construction would have time after they finish the Aspen Bergdorf project to ditch her in the Aspen area.
Yeah,
No can do.
okay.
Everybody's coming at him now that
Oh, they want things done.
everybody that had projects they weren't committing to during the summer, now everybody's showing up,
Yeah.
just like we are.
Yeah.
They have to spend the money before the end of the fiscal year, you know?
Another,
We were forced into it by cash flow from FEMA and by the lack of documentation about pipes in the Aspen area. That threw us into the
Yep.
fall.
there was another email that I sent about, some material on the side of the road on
Yeah.
Eidelweiss.
Oh,
More
That's what I was talking to you about a while ago.
I think I know what that
The
is,
sand piling?
Yeah,
that's our sand, that the homeowner from winter and stuff like that.
keeps
they-
throwing over there.
Well, yeah, because it went up into their driveway. So they just removed it from their driveway and took it, but that's our sand.
Right, but I mean,
How did it get up in their driveway?
from plowing, from just-
Well, it gets, you know,
It gets-
their driveway's downhill of the road, I mean, it's almost flat, but it
Oh,
definitely.
I
yeah,
see what
there is a
you're
slight
saying.
decline. So
Wow,
I mean,
it's
rain
so
rain
clean.
goes
The
down.
rain and the
You'd think
silt
it'd
and
be
it washes
dirtier.
into the driveway, but I mean, it's, just dump on
Wow.
the side of the road like
Because it looks
that.
like clean sand, I don't
Right.
know, that's weird.
We can reclaim it if we want. It's our sand, but like I said, it was sand that was laid down on the road and just piled up into their driveway, so they cleared it out.
Mhm.
So there's no real ditch there? They're not filling a ditch?
No,
like
it's up
it.
on the bank,
And they put it in, yeah.
it's just up on the bank on the side of the road.
Oh,
It's not doing any harm.
no.
So,
I mean, it could wash down into the ditch if
yeah, I was
Well,
thinking,
it could,
it might have
yeah.
rode down, but it probably won't. Most likely, when it's still soft, the wind plow will push it further back, if it gets down that low. I don't think it's worth putting any work into getting it out of there.
I just wanted to see it, like I said,
Yeah.
it's something I would
Yeah,
eyeball, let's see. That's all.
I don't know if we have a better idea to tell them where that could go.
you think they'd wanna keep it?
Yeah, for sanding their
I
driveway.
know, I'd keep it, I don't know.
I don't have any ideas of that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
alright.
as long as it's not in the way
Right.
of plowing or.
Let's stick a
Road
free
ditch.
sand sign on it and see if it's.
Homeowner sand pile.
But you get 25 cents a bucket.
Well, now that the homeowners
They're
there
really
are
want-
full-time, they were only part-time up until a couple months ago, they're full-time now, so who knows, they may wanna take it back and over the winter.
You never know.
We'll see.
Anything else for Jeff?
No.
Alrighty.
Thank you.
Hopefully we get some rain, thank you.
Yeah, we're gonna get a little bit, not enough.
No, when they talk about tenths of an
I
inch.
thought I heard the weather guy saying when I was walking by that a bigger one could be coming,
Right,
a dousing rain, which would be great.
yeah. As long as it comes in slow and
Yes.
long.
Yeah,
Slow and
well-
long, that's the
Thank
way to
you.
do it.
Thanks.
Yep, thank you, Jeff.
Okay, at 9:53, we're going to commissioners' reports. I think I covered everything I had. When Jeff was here. So I'll let you start and then I'll remember something.
Okay, I'll be liaisoning with Jeff regarding the green truck thing, so I can get the ride and ask him questions, that's just my plan this week.
Oh,
So I can actually take a ride.
I did attend a steering committee meeting for the master plan. And I'd like to run an idea by you that we should have a meeting of Eidelweiss property owners that is just an open session for discussion of future direction of Eidelweiss, leading to what we agree on could go into a proposal for the Eidelweiss residential zone updates in the master plan
Mhm.
for Eidelweiss. So, if you are okay with the idea of us having a meeting on a weekend, possibly here or at the library, I would try to find the lady that talked to us at the beach when we talked to a few people when there was a cookout. There's a lady that talked about such a thing.
Yes.
She really would like a group of people where she heard their ideas.
Uh-huh.
And I thought also that at one point, Paula Doyle mentioned to us that she thought we should meet with people at times other than the Tuesday mornings.
Yep,
Yeah,
So I thought of contacting Paula and saying, what time and day would you think would work to have a meeting where we let people just
Give their ideas.
brainstorm?
yep,
And then through the social media that this lady saw the beach meeting and talked to us, see if I can find her. I have no idea what her name was or how to find her. Start with those two people and nail down a date. On a weekend,
weekend's fine,
Yeah.
yeah, as long as we're around, yeah.
on a Saturday,
think we could do it on a Saturday?
if that's what Paula thinks would work.
Yeah,
I'm trying to kill two birds with one stone, test out her theory about when people would come to a meeting.
Yeah,
mm-hmm,
And actually it is, I think it's important, because regarding one of those subjects, which was the potential of parking permits for our beaches, I think there's some misunderstanding out there. I saw some really strange conversation where people thought they were gonna have to pay for them, pay for those. And I understand, no, if you have you're a property owner in VDOE, you'd be issued them.
Right.
There's no payment.
Right.
So there is misunderstanding of those people who kind of have an idea that we've been talking about possible parking permits for the beaches. So
Those are
that
when you
needs to
get
be
into the
clarified.
details, because we're gonna see that people are gonna say, I can't live with just one of these movable tags.
Yeah,
I
we
need
talked about
multiples
that,
because
yeah.
I have
Relatives.
children who have my grandchildren, and they have car seats, and they
Yes.
Correct.
stores. So we have to be careful. It may be that we issue the first ones, and then when we get into it, we may find that we have a secondary system where people are paying for them or paying to replace them if they happen to lose them
Yeah.
to a renter, blah, blah, blah. So we haven't got down into the details.
No, I know
Right.
there's all sorts of little permutations or whatever that we're gonna have to figure out, but
But with the whole future direction of Eidelweiss, this is definitely one of the subjects that they could wanna talk about, is how canoe racks and parking at how beaches are managed from here on out as the population keeps growing. So I'll see if I can get that going and see if,
okay.
Yeah, and
hopefully
Send some
next week, we'll know.
possible dates, and then we'll nail something down.
Okay,
Just not over Columbus Day, Indigenous Peoples Weekend.
right, and the foliage walk is
Is that the
coming.
EPOA foliage walk is that day?
Yeah.
That's on a Sunday usually, I think. Is it?
Saturday or Sunday?
It's on the sign, I'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's that,
Yep.
I'll go ahead and see if I can get that going. Anything else?
Good.
Steve?
No,
What about you, Mark?
That, I just came up with that one.
Okay.
I'm covered. Anything I have now, I can wait till next week.
Alright, so did draft 4 of the driveway ordinance added that a VDOE class 6 road waiver, and I don't know if I have that the right, I don't know if I termed it correctly versus what the document actually says. So we can check on that, and that it must be submitted prior to the submission of a driveway application. And then I added exhibit 4, so we'll be adding that to the end.
Prior to a driveway application?
Yes,
Really?
yeah,
oh, so no,
cause the class 6 road waiver
Mhm.
should be submitted, because it has to go through the Carroll County.
Correct?
So,
Yeah.
so that should be submitted before we give somebody a permit. We should know that they're working on, that they're gonna have the proper road waiver, knowing that 911 might not be able to get to there, and what they have to do for creating the class 6 road or maintain the class 6 road. I think that should be before we give the driveway permit.
yeah, I agree.
The sooner
So,
we know of new activity on Class 6 roads, the better.
right,
Interesting.
I agree. Okay, so I was reading over this, and I had some concerns about this section 4 in just the order in which information is presented. I'm trying to think this through in a logical, linear fashion, and it seems to me most of our driveway permitting process is for new construction. And that being the case, I would think that what is now item 4.4 should become 4.2, and 4.5 should become 4.3, and then just reorder. Then what is now 4.2 would be then become what, the next one, because that, now you're talking about alterations to existing driveways. So I'm just I'm thinking, from new construction to modifications or alterations of existing driveways. I mean, it's a minor point, but it seems to me most of this has to do with, in my experience, new construction. So if I'm a brand new person trying to build a house here and I'm reading this, that's my concern. I should see that first.
Okay, so 4.4 becomes 4.2 and the rest move down.
Yes, everything moves down. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm. And
We can do
when
that.
when you get to what is now 4.2, you crossed out the word also, but I think that word's fine. If we're talking the first two bullet points, the new 4.2 and new 4.3 is talking about new construction. Now 4.4 is now talking about alterations. I think also is okay. A permit is also required before undertaking any driveway alterations that in any way affects, talking about, again, alterations. So that was, I think, the biggest things I found on the latest version.
Okay,
Then I had some other, this is minor, if you go to application, section 6.3, it's just crazy, it's just per cent is two different words, we need to put that together. Maybe it was on two separate lines initially, and I don't know what happened, so that's a minor thing.
where?
6.3. See how percent, that's not two words, it's one word.
Yeah,
Pretty minor. Okay. Now, another thing I thought was kind of worded funny. Now, if you go to 7.1, the applicant shall be responsible for all costs of construction of the driveway, fine, including culverts, drainage systems, or other structures relating to the property, fine. It's the word whether located within the right of way or not. I mean, there's something, it sounds strange. Seems to me just whether should go away. Just say, and other structures relating to access to the property located within the right of way. The whether, whether or not, there's no or there saying something, it's almost like an incomplete sentence.
okay, I didn't touch this, so
Yeah,
this
that's
is
always
original,
existed
this
the
is,
way, that
this
way.
is original
This dates back to
wording
a
here.
prior board.
Legacy.
Okay.
Yeah,
Legacy,
yeah.
legacy.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'd say take that whether out, because it's just, it's not right. But the rest of it's fine.
Or add or not, whether or not located in the right of way.
Well, okay, well, let's, does that make sense? The applicant shall be responsible for all costs of construction of the driveway, including culverts, drainage systems, or other structures relating to access to the property. Okay, we could do that, I'm okay with that, whether or not it is
Yeah.
located within the right of way.
Mhm.
Okay,
Not.
that's probably what
Got
they,
it.
that's probably what they intended, but it was an incomplete sentence, and to me, it was confusing when I read that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. What else did I have?
It's been that way since,
Oh, probably the early 90s, when it
the last
first,
time this was signed, oh, this one does not sign. Anyway, keep
It's
going.
included, yeah.
Okay, so now if we go to permit duration, section 9.1. Okay. Basically saying any activity authorized by a permit issued under this regulation shall, cross out some words, shall be completed within 1 year after issuance of permit, no problem. A permit may be renewed or extended upon application once, but shall, this is where shall conform to any new standards or conditions as may be applicable, okay. So the new sentence in bold, this is what you added, right?
yep,
A new application including proof of bond and septic permit from NHDS will be required following the initial permit duration. So is that 1 year?
no, at the end of the 1 year. So they have the first 2 years, they have the first year that they get the permit, 1 year for extending, and then they're gonna require, then we're gonna require a new application and to show that the bonds and the permit, the DES permit for, septic is still valid.
Okay, I got that, but now I'm still a little bit confused. Okay, because shall be completed within 1 year after issuance of permit. Now we talk about a permit may be renewed or extended upon application. So to me, a renewal would be another full year, and an extension would be a predetermined amount of time, like 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. Is that what that means?
A permit or a renewal or an extension is gonna be 1 year.
So what's the difference between a renewal and
There
an
is-
extension then? That's why it's confusing to me. Why- A permit may be renewed for an additional year, some wording to that effect. And that's all, because.
Take out the or extended?
Yeah. Because the first sentence says, any activity authorized by a permit issued under this regulation shall be completed within 1 year after issuance of permit. That's fine. Why don't we say the next something, the words to this effect? A permit may be renewed for an initial year, for a maximum of 1 additional year. Words to that effect. I'm sorry because I'm looking at what comes after that.
Right.
But basically they're saying, let's say I do that. Let's say I get a renewal, it gives me an additional year. But once that second year is fully completed and I don't have everything done, that's when I have to put in a whole new application, including proof of bond and septic permit from NHDS.
Right.
Okay, I guess one of the things I got confused is, if I understand correctly, when you have a site plan and a septic plan, those have a shelf life as well, which is more than 2 years, but.
They do. They do have shelf lives. But depending on when they get the septic design from DES versus when they put in the application, sometimes there's already some time that has passed,
Right.
Like a year.
like a year.
Yeah.
Or more. So they could be getting close to halfway through or ready to need to renew their septic design. Which is why we're saying after the initial, so they have the initial,
Yes,
then 1 year extension, or we'll call it renewal, 1 year renewal. And then anything moving forward for that, if they're not done, they need to reapply
okay,
and show that the bond is still active and
Yes.
that the septic is still, the septic permit through DES is still active, or that the septic has been put in.
okay, that makes perfect sense. I'm just trying to say,
Yeah.
we should make it perfectly clear then that if a permit needs to be renewed, we'll give them a full year. But once that second full year expires or comes to an end, that's when they have to put in an entirely new application, including all these proofs of bonds and
Yes.
septic permit.
Kinda already says that.
It kinda does. But where, like I said, was confusing me was having both those words, renewed or extended. So if we get rid of extended, that'll go a long way to
Okay.
making it clear. You
And we
say
can
that-
actually add, where it says, can be once, can be renewed once. We can say for a 1 year period.
That's what I want, that's what I'm saying. Make it clear that you can renew it only once, but that once will give you an additional full year. Then after that, it's over. You gotta reapply completely.
1 year, got it.
Okay, that was,
Yep,
okay.
yep, that might clear it out.
All right, let's go to section 12, the penalties. So somebody that stuck that $500 in. I bring this up because we've had this discussion where that it's gone to court and they threw that whole $500 a day out. I guess someone reading this, seeing that, going, "Oh crap, that's a lot of money. I can't afford that." It may be a deterrent But the reality is, if you ever took it as far as court, it may not come to light as, at that amount. So do we wanna put a more realistic amount in, or just
No,
leave
the
it at
RSA says up to $500 a day.
Right,
Okay,
So, I'm sticking with that.
okay, I was unaware the RSA actually said you could, I thought that was an arbitrary VDOE thing that we put
No.
in there. Okay,
No, that's why it lists the penalties under
Under
RSA
okay,
236,
right, so,
Colon
so it spells out the
14.
the monetary amount that can be fined, okay.
Yes.
Okay, I'm fine, I'm all right with that, no biggie. And I think that's all,
and I don't necessarily think we'd go after 500, especially not right up front
a
for
day,
a first,
right,
offense, you know? But I think it's nice to have it in there,
okay,
that would be the maximum that we could go after, right up front.
okay.
Depends on how egregious the,
Well, that's the thing, we would go after an
Right,
egregious
right.
violation.
right,
And, you know, okay. That's all I have.
cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Did you have anything?
Nope,
Nope.
I'm just thinking that I didn't get you new pictures. I think this afternoon I can take the document, the latest document that we have, that you're about to mock up again anyway, and pull the pictures off, stick them into the document and send it to you and have you start
using that as the
draft with
drafts.
the
Yeah.
better pictures,
Certainly,
the better illustrations, I should say.
Gotcha.
yeah,
Sorry I didn't get that already, but
that's okay.
you're not near the end line anyway yet.
No, we still,
Yeah.
we set it for sometime in October, so we still have a few weeks.
Thanks for working on that.
I just wanted to say, okay, is this where we're at?
Thanks for reviewing that.
Yeah, no problem, I wanna make sure I understand it, because clearly a lot of people out in the village don't understand it, or don't read it, or don't comply, and
Don't wanna
it starts
understand.
here, if we don't set the example.
And part of it is, some people don't necessarily look for town ordinances or district ordinances before they start things.
Right.
And they find out after the fact that it exists, so
To the best of our
anything that we
ability.
can make as clear and as, you know, outlined as this is how it happens, the better off we all are.
Yep, I agree.
Okay, and I guess the only other thing I have will cover right under water for the first bullet.
Signatures,
No, underwater. The,
Logano?
curb stop
For non.
for non-payment,
Yep,
we're missing a step. I
Okay.
don't wanna send this work order yet.
is that set posting the sign?
Okay,
We-
can we just verbally announce that we're moving on to water and what time?
Let's
Oh,
see.
okay,
Oh,
Okay, so it's at 10:14.
Thank you.
We finished the commissioner's report, we'll move on to number 6, water issues. And the first one is to discuss work order number 40, curb valve turn off for non-payment of water fees.
right,
And fees is the right word, as opposed to dues that shows up later.
right.
That was last week. Thank you. So, you're saying it's too early to sign this work order?
Yes, because the date is the end of September, so it's October 1st is actually the date.
Okay, yeah,
And we have to post the houses.
like we did last year.
So we need time of another week to 10 days
got it.
After
to
the first?
after the 1st, before we can send, and some of these people will come up with their payments before that work order actually gets sent to the water operator.
Water operator. Yep,
So it's exactly the way it's gonna happen, it's
Yep.
just, I think it's a little early
no problem.
to sign this work
So
order.
you just hold off on this?
Yeah,
Yes,
So,
correct.
About how many
So the
houses do we have to
second week in
post these
October?
signs on?
there's only like 5
yeah.
or
Yeah.
less, yeah.
So can we move ahead with putting postings on their doors?
Not until after October 1st.
Gotcha. All right,
So that's less than last
so
year.
that's
Not
the,
a whole
yeah,
lot
so
less,
that's the
but
next
Yeah.
step.
I think we had
Yep.
And then a
7 or
week
8 last
after,
year.
we can review the work order again?
Yes,
Gotcha.
sounds perfect.
Okay.
There are 5.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
That's not bad at all. Yeah.
No, we've
Thank
had
you.
26, if I remember, a few years.
Wow, geez.
Yeah, there was 20-something one of the days that we were posting houses.
How long ago was that?
Eh,
Years ago?
Yes.
yeah,
Jesus, that's a lot.
2012, around then.
Now that people realize their water will be cut off
Yeah.
if they don't pay.
So that's it for that work order
Yep.
and the work order request form
Mhm.
for us to review.
Yeah. Now we're on to EII.
Did you have a
I
chance to
didn't
look at
bring a
that, Nancy?
copy, Nancy.
oh, I got a chance to look at it. It looks okay.
Yeah, I was, well, I thought you guys have some kind of modifications to it. I mean,
Wait a minute,
It's-
I did
It's
look
the
at that.
information that you need to issue the work
Correct,
order, so.
right. But I didn't know if there was something additional
I
that
couldn't
you
see
wanted to
anything
see.
that was obvious that I would have on it that you missed,
Right.
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, I didn't notice
doesn't-
anything.
It can be revised too if we learn
course.
something comes up
Right.
that we, once it goes into effect, we see we need.
Right.
Let me just.
So based on that, should I make a motion to discuss and approve this form?
Second.
We discussed some sort of like easy checkoff items. What was the?
Seasonal turn on and turn off, so they don't have to write that out. Things like that, but if
Yeah,
she
some.
considered that, she was mentioning that she didn't think that was necessary, so.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah.
This is like standard
Right.
issues that,
Okay.
this is more for them,
To make sure
submitting
that-
to us
Yes.
to open work orders.
To make sure we're getting the right information.
Correct.
And it, like I said, it seemed like fine. You know, it looked fine the way it was written out. And then, like I said, we can always tweak it
Right.
if
And
we
they may
find
have-
something.
They may have additions to it as well.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yep.
Okay, so to make sure I understand this form, when it says person requesting, that is, who is the person requesting? Who is that person? Is it a homeowner? Is it simply water?
Correct.
It could,
Could be
yeah,
either
either
or.
or.
Either or, okay. That was the one thing, okay,
A
location.
homeowner, a plumber, Simply Water, there's, yeah.
Immigration control.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, then I'm good.
Yeah,
So we're gonna approve this form?
yes,
Yes,
All in favor?
aye,
aye.
3-0 on the form. Next in the water is
Aye.
EII, and we will make a call to that company
this afternoon.
this afternoon.
Yes,
We know that Ian contacted Aaron, and Aaron said he'd like to come and work on it, but he's not the one that schedules his work, so that's part of our conversation this
Correct.
afternoon. So that's everything on water. So at 10:19, we move to the fact that there's no scheduled appearance. And we move to administrator's report. The first thing on there is driveway application for modification at 62 Hutwell.
Yeah, so Nancy looked at it when she was at the office, and believes that this person is actually taking it upon themselves to complete an application, when it's really just a modification, kind of maintenance type thing that they wanna do, and really wouldn't require an application, but you guys need to
But doesn't the
determine
ordinance
that.
say if it's within 10 feet of our roads? That,
not yet.
oh, that will be.
It
That's
doesn't
one of-
say it yet.
Oh, that's one of the new ones, that's part of the new
Right.
additions, okay. Damn it, thought I got him.
So this is to make a larger parking area on the
Yes.
property.
Further up
Further
on the
up,
property.
yeah.
So I don't think we need a driveway permit for this.
So the question is, are they gonna change anything coming into the road? You
No.
already know that they're not,
Correct.
and everything they're saying in their application, so they did a $75 check with this.
They did, which
We
hasn't
should-
been deposited,
we just give
it's
it
still
back to them
have
as
it.
Yeah, we'll give it back to them.
Have at it, don't do anything near the road.
Yes.
That's it,
So should we make a vote on that?
Yeah.
I'll
okay,
make a motion that we discuss and approve, even though we're not going to,
yeah,
this application.
Second.
And the discussion is that we don't think that this is
it
needed.
requires an application.
So we'll addend that motion to say that we
No.
will notify the property owner that we think that we've decided that no application is necessary because they're not doing anything at the curb cut to
Yeah.
the road.
Yeah,
Second. For the
I
modification.
guess I just have one question, since I can't picture 62 Hutwell, which house that is. Is it on the uphill side or the downhill
Downhill.
side? So-
Downhill.
So the driveway goes down to their house?
Yeah.
Okay, no problem.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 3-0.
thank you,
And that covers administration.
yep,
And there's nothing under old business, no signature items, no correspondence, no public appearance, any non-agenda items. So at 10:22, I'll make a motion that we adjourn, recess this meeting
Yes.
Recess.
to a public meeting that will continue at 2 o'clock at the office. And we'll go into a non-meeting with the attorney and non-public session also. So I'll make a motion to recess this meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And that's 3-0.